Hi, this next method of knitting is the knit stitch with the Continental style. This is used by holding the tail end of the yarn in your left hand. Now there's a few ways that you can hold the yarn in your left hand. I prefer to wrap my pinky around it once, go in front of my hand, and behind my pointer. You can see a lot of movies on knitting help about this with various ways to hold your knitting hand. Okay? So you like the tension to be tight, and again you enter the same way for the English stitch, but instead you wrap it with the yarn in your left hand. Continental knitting is becoming more prominent in the United States. However, there was a falling out with the style of knitting during World War II because in Germany this is how the majority of people knit. Some people say it's faster. It's definitely a good technique to use if you're going to learn how to do a 1-by-1 rib, because then you're knitting and purling in the same row. Okay, the purl stitch is the next stitch I will be teaching you. And so if speed is something that is important to you, I recommend learning this. If you're interested in doing color knitting, this is also a good technique to have, because then you can hold one color of yarn in your left hand and another color of yarn in your right hand, and be able to use both of them equally as easily. Okay? And that is the Continental stitch. Again, it's the same knit stitch. The yarn is simply in your left hand. You can work on holding the yarn a different way. So one way to do it, as I do it, is you put it in front of your pinky, wrap it around, in front of your pointer and your ring finger and your middle finger, behind your pointer. Another alternative is wrapping it twice around your pinky. And lastly, some people simply just wrap it around their pointers. Okay? And that's to control the tension so that your stitches remain roughly the same, so there's not a huge gap in looseness, or so it's not bunched and too tight. If you're finding that it's difficult to slip a stitch off your needle, it's probably that you're knitting too tightly. Loosen up. Okay? And then it'll come much easily. So that's Continental style of knitting, and I hope you enjoyed it.